chilly day along the shores of Lake Nona in Central Florida. It's the final round of the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions. We've got 2 trophies to hand out today. The Celebrity Division, which Annika Sorenstam leads going into this final round. Gabby Lopez has moved in front. The LPGA leaderboard, Morgan and I, joined by Tom Abbott, Jerry Foltz, Karen Stupples, and Amy Rogers. And off we go to the 9th and our leader, Tom.
Yeah, Gabby Lopez, just a little down the right.
It is down the right. Should be all right, though.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. Jerry Foltz out there following that final group. And we'll go a little further up the hole, and Danielle Kang with her 3rd.
Just found that thicker bit of rough. Looking for some release.
Oh, yeah. Could have released a bit more, Karen. It would have gone in. Karen Stupples out there watching Danielle Kang as we take a look at the first page of the leaderboard. And Gabby Lopez has just come alive here in the last hour or so and opened up that 3-shot lead. But there's a long way to go here. And the celebrities also playing here in the Stableford competition. And Derek Lowe has a slim lead, but Annika Sorenstam is lurking with all that experience. Can she do it?
NBC Sports and the LPGA Tour proudly present the season-long race to the CME Globe. From Orlando, Florida, it's final round coverage of the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions. 29 winners over the last couple of years on the LPGA Tour have gathered here at Lake Nona, 17 square miles adjacent to the Orlando International Airport. A number of professional golfers make their home here, as do athletes from other sports. And chilly conditions, 47 degrees and a frost advisory, believe it or not, here. And some great golf still being played in both divisions here.
Marty Fish, a player who's got his sights set on winning the Celebrity Tournament, has this for par. What's going on, Karen?
Well, tee shot was out to the right, and he did have a second serve, put it right in play, but wasn't able to use it because we found his first ball right in the middle of a palm meadow bush, took a penalty, and here he is.
This one going to move from his left to right down the hill, and he didn't give it enough.
No, it looks so quick though, Tom. Very hard to give it more.
At the short 14th, this is Allie Ewing. We're going to win in each of the last 2 years for Allie.
It's been impressive to watch her really blossom into her career and find a lot of confidence on the golf course.
9 again.
And Derek Lowe for a birdie.
A little bit unlucky to be this far away from the hole. For a long time, when it landed, it looked like it was going to stop real close, but spun all the way back to here.
Good try. He had a good start today, Derek Lowe, birdied the first 2 holes. He's had 3 bogeys since then. They are playing Stableford, of course, so birdie's worth 3 points. Bogey 1 point, which is the normal Stableford scoring, but then an eagle's worth 5 points. There are no handicaps for the celebrities. They all play off scratch. So it makes it pretty tough for a number of them to, well, most of them to be anywhere near the hunt. But the players that are low single digits, or in Marty Fish's case, plus handicaps, having a good battle out there. Now, Danielle Kang.
I think this is pretty straightforward. Maybe just inside left on the read.
Yeah, good up and down. I think it'll be really good for Danielle's confidence if she were to win here today. She has struggled a little bit over the last couple of years in the big events, on the big stages, especially with the majors. So if she could get a win out of the gates here against winners, I think that would really help her confidence in 2022. Back to the fairway, and Nelly Korda second.
Yeah, same exact distance Gabby had. Gabby realized she couldn't get there, so laid it up with a hybrid. Not sure if Nelly's going for it. 242 to the front edge. Oh, got it heavy. She was going for it. Got it heavy. It's not a good line. It's going to be fine.
And she's just been a little off so far today, Jerry, especially with her ball striking. It's uncharacteristic.
Well, we've seen Nelly turn things around before. Will she be able to do it today? 1 over so far for this final round. Gabby Lopez 3 under par. There's the big difference. Lopez with a couple of shot lead here in Orlando.
Hi, I'm Mark Wang, President and CEO of Hilton Grand Vacations. On behalf of the LPGA and the entire team at HGV, welcome to the 2022 Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions. We're thrilled to kick off another LPGA season and host what is sure to be an incredible 4 days of golf at the amazing world-class Lake Nona Golf and Country Club. This tournament is truly one of a kind, and nowhere else will you see the LPGA's best compete alongside beloved stars from sports, entertainment, and music. The Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions is just one example of the many exclusive events we offer our members. With a global network of best-in-class resorts in the most sought-after destinations, Hilton Grand Vacations is committed to providing the highest quality vacation ownership options and is a proud leader in offering exceptional travel experiences. Well, thank you for tuning in. I hope you sit back, relax, and enjoy watching the world's best women golfers compete for their first title of the year.
This is while we were away. Gabby Lopez, her third shot.
Laid it up to 71 yards, front hole location. Into a little breeze, and this needed to go from the get-go.
We're going to come back here. Big mistake there.
I feel like laying up on that hole goes very much against her nature. She was right in the middle of the fairway. Definitely could have at least advanced it further down, closer to the green, give herself a short little pitch.
She could have gotten something up here near where Nelly is now, maybe even a little farther. But that is a skinny neck with grass bunkers right and regular bunker left.
A little bit more. I think this is probably the play here. 22-29. It should be pretty damn straight. Come on, zone it in, buddy. You got it.
I think this is going to one hop on the slope shore of the green. More than that. Just a little pitch and run. She does it well.
Yeah, pretty good. Let's go to the 14th.
And Allie Ewing for birdie. Held off Danielle Kang to win the drive on at Lake Oconee in October of 2020 and won the match play last May in Vegas. From the office, Ryan Baumgartner. Oh, yeah. Kevin Malone. Fist bump. Impressive. All right, back to 9 we go.
Yeah, what's Gabby going to do here?
We'll see. So many players would putt this. Every amateur would and should putt it. She's not going to. It's into the green lie. And as we've mentioned all week long, very, very, very tight lies. Now, the fact that it's an uphill lie gives her a better chance at clean contact, but you really, Morgan, really got to protect against digging in that leading edge.
Yeah, usually I like to lift the shaft of the club, so almost just have the toe on the ground. Make sure that the heel doesn't get stuck, especially if it's very grainy. We'll see if she does that. Stand close to it. Lift the heel of the club up a little bit so you can really clip it. She, just what you called there, Jerry. Too much leading edge.
Well, Gabby's going to have that for a par. Nelly Korda's got a putt for birdie.
And just caught too much into the green. Stops the club just enough to not be able to carry it as far as she'd like.
Let's go to the 11th. This is the par 5. And it's the third shot here for Inbee Park. The flag today once again on the right side of the screen. More towards that ridge in the middle of the green. So Inbee will have a birdie putt to come. She dropped a shot at 10, but has had 4 birdies so far, trying to get into the mix here, chasing down Gabby Lopez, and this to kind of keep the momentum going at the 9th.
Well, I wouldn't count her out, although this is unlikely uphill. Very little break, but a little bit. However, after the birdies at 5, 6, and 7, she had a 45, 50 footer at 8, left it hanging right on the edge. So she is quite confident in rolling the ball very well.
Welcome to the final round of the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions. And about the only thing that has changed more drastically than the weather has been this final round leaderboard. Nelly, #1 in the world, leading by 1, but 3 straight birdies for Gabby Lopez has moved her in front. Now Nelly has a chance to get a little closer, but Gabby has forged a relationship with her idol, Lorena Ochoa, and she's playing with her other idol today in the final group, Annika Sorenstam. 2 wins for Gabby, and she has a way of slaying giants. She beat Arya Jatanagarn and Sunghyun Park in her first win when they were 1 and 2 in the world, and she rallied to beat Inbee Park to win this event 2 years ago.
Yeah, Gabby is not afraid. Let's put it that way, and that's a big thing, big lesson that she's tried to learn from Lorena is be brave, go out there, embrace the moment. She knows that she's done it before. She knows that she can do it again. I think in her post-round press conference yesterday, she said, you know, I'm not worried about the outcome tomorrow, and I know that I'm feeling confident. I know I'm going to have a great day, great year of golf this season, and that takes a little bit of that expectation and that pressure off. She's very, very confident in her game and has been working a lot on the mental side, and it's evident in the way she's performing this week.
And Annika, talk about the mental toughness. Annika has taken the lead. Karen Stupples with Danielle Kang at 10.
This is from 152. She's using the 7-iron. Coming off a nice birdie on the previous hole.
She tugged a few irons yesterday. Karen on the back 9. That was another one right there.
She went 51 straight holes without a bogey until dropping a shot at the 8th. 9.
Nelly for the birdie.
Great chance here. A little uphill.
Oh, it was just a moment ago. And that is a big missed opportunity for a 2-shot swing there at the top of the leaderboard. So Nelly just not quite where she was over the first 3 days. So as I mentioned, that was a moment ago. This is now Gabby Lopez for the bogey. And Gabby drops back to 14 under par. Now we've got a golf tournament going on here with major champions, the world #1. We've got Gabby Lopez as well, building her career, multiple winner on tour. Watch out for Brooke Henderson. Watch out for Inbee Park here in this final round.
Today's coverage is brought to you by IOA. We focus on your risk so you can focus on your dreams. And by Volunteers of America. Despite a bogey at the par 5 9th, it's her 3rd bogey, in fact, on a par 5 this week. Gabby Lopez leads it by 1 to win this event for the 2nd time in the last 3 years and be the first to punch her ticket to the 2024 play. Making the turn now on the tee at 10.
Last to play. Both other players in good shape. Nelly hit a really good one. Strong drive up to the left side of the fairway. And this one looks to be really good as well. Ideal, actually.
Everybody all bundled up in the mid 40-degree temperatures. Danielle Kang with a putt to tie the lead.
Awkward read here. Initially it's going to want to break to the right, but then it's going to want to fall left as it approaches the hole. It's got to go.
to 11.
Yeah, Imby ran that birdie putt by. She's got this one for a par. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Well, par 5 goes by without a birdie, and when you're chasing, those are the holes where you really need to take advantage.
Got a tie at the top of the celebrity leaderboard. Playing in the penultimate group is Derek Lowe. This for birdie.
Doesn't waste any time. This one back up the hill. Nicely done.
That is the third birdie of the day. Derek Lowe adds 3 points to his total, and he regains the lead. We've got final round coverage of the American Express coming your way when we are done here on Golf Channel in the desert, La Quinta, California. Don't think they'll need the puffer jackets and the toques out there, but you're going to need a whole bunch of birdies to win in the desert. At the 14th, Patty Tavatanakit, who played in the final group here at Lake Nona last year with Nelly Korda. She said that was an important learning experience for her, and then we saw what she did just less than 3 months later. And how did she get here? From that epic victory at Mission Hills. Like Morgan, a champion, the Chevron Championship, as it's now known, and a pretty good leap into Poppy spot, all things considered.
Yeah, not surprised how well she's played in her first year extended rookie season, and I expect a lot out of Patty T this year. Expect a big year from her.
7. Yep.
This is the defending champion, Jessica Korda. She beat Danielle Kang in a playoff across town over the 4 seasons. Tied for 6th. So Annika now 3 points behind Derek Lowe as she plays the 10th, which he just birdied.
And Annika's got a little bit of pop, a little more pop on that driver today. Getting it out there. Probably 15 yards more than yesterday. That from 151.
Get up there.
With a 7-iron.
Get up there. Ah.
Oh, so short. I hit so good.
Ball's not going to go quite as far, will it, in these conditions?
No, but I mean, Annika knows that. So, you know, if you feel like you've hit it good and you've left it short, then
Right,
who's left but the caddy, right?
It says 4 to the right, and it'll kind of work that way.
And no birdies for Nelly Korda. She's 2 back.
Really small pitching wedge here from 119. Like good in the first cut of rough. Oh, be the right club.
Wow, it hit off that downslope, Jerry, just beyond the hole location. Unlucky bounce, didn't take enough off of it. That fine line around this golf course between potentially being a great shot and ending up in trouble.
Insights by KPMG. Take a look. 6 times she had at least a share of the lead, and the only time she didn't win was there at the bottom. She shot 69 in the final round of the CME Group Tour Championship and lost by 6 to Jin Young Ko. She called it the Jin Young Ko show that day. Tiburon. What a third shot she's got coming. Now Gabby up 1.
109 to the hole. Little gap wedge. Very flat lie. What an awesome tee shot this was. Just cut it right across the corner. Dead center of the fairway. You just couldn't do much better without being longer.
You know, Jerry, Annika played with her the other day and mentioned how she was impressed with her demeanor and that she didn't get rattled by a few bad shots. She definitely have to shake off that last hole and put on a good confident swing like she did on that tee.
That one left of the flag.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, if you like.
After what happened to Nelly, I don't blame her.
That was a very smart play there.
A little left. She'll have that for birdie. Tough pitch coming up for Nelly Korda on what's been a tough day so far. Gabby leads by 1. Just a moment ago at the 10th, Nelly Korda's 3rd.
It's not a bad lie, all things considered. A little slow pitching into it. Got a bit of a jumper, though.
Well, Nelly Korda, the daughter of Australian Open champion Peter Korda, the second of the 3 Korda kids, KPMG Women's PGA champ, following in big sister Jessica's footsteps, trying to follow in her footsteps and win this event. Here's Gabby for birdie at 10.
Oh, good for such a long time.
Thank you.
Normally wears the colors of Mexico on Sunday. We can't see it with her all bundled up.
When it comes to the cold weather like this, Grant, you go for
Yes.
for function over fashion sometimes.
Mexico will understand. After she won this event 2 years ago, she was contacted by the Prime Minister of Mexico and asked if she'd like to carry the flag to the opening ceremony in Tokyo, which she did. Now Annika. This is for her par.
Yeah, not a bad pitch, just hard getting it to stop. That's a precarious little hole location today on a bit of a downslope from the fairway, as we witnessed with Nelly's approach. This one now back uphill, turning left a little.
We'll see, Jerry. She's been keeping her head down excessively long, trying to stay down and through it. Let's see if she does it here.
Derek Lowe is going to have a 2-point lead as they head to 11. That's where we are.
This is Chad Pfeiffer, the wounded warrior who then turned to golf and has become a very, very good player. This is a terrific shot from Chad. Now, if he could make an eagle here, it'd be 5 points and he would put himself right up towards the top of the leaderboard. He's going to have a tricky putt, but that was a wonderful shot there from Chad.
This is a big putt for Nelly to stay 2 back with 8 to play.
It is, and with things not going her way, something like this could provide a little bit of momentum. Just get 1 putt to drop.
We talked about her speed yesterday, Morgan.
Yeah, yesterday she was getting him to the hole. Typically, she's not an overly aggressive putter. Her putts don't typically hit the back of the hole, but we've seen her leave. It's about the 3rd putt so far today from a short distance. Short-ish distance short of the hole.
This is a bit of a shocker. World number 1. 3 shots ahead 24 hours ago, now 3 behind.
There's more to left right, maybe slightly in. 87 is your total. There's a little bit of into right now, look. Just show you. A little bit of into right.
Long-time LPGA caddy Vern Tess there from Tralee in Ireland. They call him the mayor of Tralee. I'm not sure he's actually the mayor. I think he's the honorary mayor.
He definitely has my favorite voice out here on tour.
He's a really nice guy. Sasso.
Birdie for Yuka. It's been a great week to kick off the 2022 LPGA season, and it's time now for our Volunteers of America tournament summary. Here's Tom.
Well, thanks, Grant. 63 days ago, we were handing out those season-long awards and a $1.5 million check to Jin Young Ko down in Tiburon at the end of the 2021 season. Now, a new season on the LPGA Tour, but a lot has happened since we were last with you. In November, Suzanne Pettersen was announced as the new European Solheim Cup captain. Could there be a more spirited Solheim player? I can hear you say Christy Kerr, maybe? Well, that would be an amazing matchup, wouldn't it? Pettersen versus Kerr as captains. Pettersen, a veteran of 9 Solheim Cups, will lead the European side in southern Spain in 2023. Pettersen has had a home in the area for many years, and it was there that she practiced to get ready for her return to Glen Eagles and that momentous moment in her 9th Solheim Cup. Fast forward to this year, And the big splash from former LPGA commissioner and now USGA CEO Mike Wan about a massive increase in prize money for the US Women's Open. It has the LPGA Tour buzzing, and rightly so. $10 million, increasing to $12 million over the next 5 years. And the championship will also visit some new sites, including Riviera and Inverness Club in the coming years. And finally, the Pink Panther, Paula Creamer, is now a mother. Now, such is Paula's dedication to the tour that she even named her baby Hilton in honor of this week's new sponsor. I'm just kidding. Hilton is a family name from Shane's side, but we wish Paula, Shane, and baby Hilton Rose all the very best. And I'm just guessing that the little one might be dressed in pink over the forthcoming years.
I would imagine that's a safe bet. Thank you, Tom. Our Volunteers of America tournament summary. And another mom. In fact, Stacey Lewis qualified for this event by winning in Scotland a couple of summers ago. Her first win as a mom, and she talked about how meaningful that was for daughter Chesney to see.
I think it was also meaningful, Grant, for other moms or aspiring moms on tour to see that you could still have great success with baby in tow.
Shelby West has talked about that this week, hasn't she? She's playing for her daughter. 11.
This is Chad Pfeiffer for the Eagle. So we're getting to 120 points. Time with Annika Sorensen for second. What a good try.
Tom, yesterday afternoon, when asked about the day coming into today, he said, well, and I quote, "Win or lose, I'm not getting shot at and blown up." So keep things in perspective, right?
Yeah, he's got an amazing perspective. He's such an inspirational guy. He had his leg amputated above the knee and really turned to golf from then on, and it just gave him something to look forward to, and he would get out and play as much golf as he possibly could. And he's a really, really good guy. Let's go to 12.
And Inbee Park trying to reverse what happened 2 years ago when Gabby Lopez chased her down to win the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions. Now Inbee is the chaser.
That was an uncharacteristically poor stroke from Inbee, just a tug. You'd never see her have poor speed like that.
Here's Yuka Sasso for the birdie at 11. May have learned something from watching Chad. Did she use it? Oh, just hit it a fraction too hard. But her putting really improved yesterday, having struggled with the putting over the first couple of days. Yuka Sasso. She's 4 behind. She's not out of this. A lot has to do with how Gabby Lopez plays this back 9. Danielle Kang, you can see she's 1 shot back of the lead.
She's got 243 to the hole. Really managed to get a drive out here quite a good distance. A little bit of helping wind here. The difficulty here with this shot is making sure she keeps it on line with the flag and carries over the bunkers. Give herself a little bit of chance to run this up. This one's drawing. Looks like it's going to be good.
Oh, well, I thought it would get. It would stop a little bit in that rough. I'm not sure. Yeah, it was interesting there. It seemed to bound on off the rough, but it'll be unfortunate if it's gone up against that collar, Karen.
Yeah, the collars have been causing problems because they're so thick and a lot higher than the next bit, and you really do have to make a decision how you're going to play it.
So Mardy is well within his range here.
This is just a little flip for him. It's just 212. And we saw him yesterday, Tom, absolutely pummel his long irons.
Yeah, he hit that iron off the tee at 14 yesterday, and it was, what, 251 to the flag, and he flew it about 10 yards longer than the flag. So he's hit about 260 with the iron on the fly, so he can really move it out there with these irons.
And what's nice about this, too, it's on a little upslope, so it feels like you're on a little launching pad to get this one up in the air, too.
From our camera angle, looks like he's set up to hit a huge cut.
And he hit the dreaded straight shot mark and went straight.
Where did that end up?
It's right at the flag, and it looked like it took a hard bounce.
Yeah, there's a bit of sort of waste area over there. He had a couple of bunkers, but I think he may have missed those two with the way the marshal was walking. Stacey Lewis, we saw her miss the green to the right, and it's going to be a bogey for Stacey. Can't believe that it didn't break. This 17th green has fooled a lot of players this week. We've Go back to the tee at the 11th, and Gabby Lopez.
That newfound distance, Morgan, what'd you say, 11 yards? She increased her driving average.
Yeah, between the 2020 and 2021 season, Jerry.
She's getting them out there with and past Nelly from on a number of occasions today. And Nelly is long.
She lost a tiny bit of accuracy, but picking up 10 yards, not only is it hard to do, but it's very helpful.
Yeah, that's a good one there as well.
Oh, and that caught a downslope too. That's getting even better.
Derek Lowe's had some problems on this hole. Karen, update us.
Yeah, he kind of missed his tee shot right, and it took a hard bounce. Ended up in one of those palmetto bushes again. Had to take a penalty drop and punched out to here. Up and down though for a par. Don't spin.
He's going to spin back towards the front of the green. So he's got a long par putt to come. That's 2 points for a par, 1 point for a bogey. He has the lead right now by 2 points. Go back to the tee with Nelly.
Little weight on the tee might be what Nelly needs at about this point. She needs something good to happen. She needs it to happen quick, because it's all going the wrong way right now. Good drive here, can get home in 2.
It's kind of what jump-started her around, Jerry, in the first round, hitting a hybrid to about 3 or 4 feet and making eagle. It's a good start right there.
Gabby Lopez driving the ball a long way. Nelly just nudging it by her. Pretty special that. Nelly and Gabby getting to play alongside Annika in the final round of a tournament with a lot on the line. Not sure they ever thought that would happen in their careers. Josh Donaldson on the tee at 13.
Probably the toughest hole location of the week on 13, Tom. Just over that bunker on the left side, over that ridge.
Yeah, there's not really much of a bailout to the right, is there?
Keep turning.
He's asking for that one to turn. It's going to go into the ridge. This is the problem. The bailout to the right, you can gather down into this little swale. And even if you try to hit it past the flag, that swale kind of comes into play with where the ball is pitching. So as you say, it's a really tricky spot.
There's a swale over the green too.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go.
Big putt for Celine Boutier to get within 2 at the 12th. She came roaring from behind to beat Jin Young Ko in Inbee Park last October at the ShopRite LPGA Classic outside Atlantic City. Many could take down Jin Young last year. So Gabby Lopez has moved in front. Nelly Korda trying to find something here.
Meticulous with her process here, Tom. Had a couple of clubs out, was trying to figure out the one that she wanted for the shot. This one a low skiddy one. Oh, I'm really well judged.
That was kind of the shot you were talking about earlier, Morgan. Kind of lifting the heel off the ground, manufacturing it.
Danielle does that a lot, especially around the greens and the tight lies, tough lies.
Follow the LPGA all year long on social media, and follow live scoring and statistics on LPGA.com. Lots of great news and info there. 11.
This is the 4th shot for Marty Fish.
Really good looking bunker shot there. I think he tried to get a little too cute with his 3rd shot from all the way down on the right past the cart path.
Yeah, it ran on a long way down into a pretty awkward spot. Let's go to 12.
And Brooke Henderson, 2nd, 2 back.
Yeah, this is a tough hole location today on the back left. Everything sloping away from the player. Just on top of that ridge, putting a quick putt down the hill with a decent amount of break.
Only 3 birdies at the 12th so far today. 11.
Derek Lowe for the par.
That looks like a really good stroke.
Oh, wow. I mean, he scrambled one there, didn't he?
Yeah, he knew that it was a bad time for a poor drive, so good to make that one up.
So that gives him 2 points, moves him to 124 points. Annika, of course, still has a chance to creep within 1. Now Danielle Kang.
I think it's a nice little bonus for Danielle to have been able to get up close to this green, as close as she did for 2. I mean, the drive really helped, and then that quality little run up there that she got.
Karen, this hole's playing as the 17th easiest hole. 17th hardest hole, I should say. The 2nd easiest hole in the golf course.
Important for her to make birdie here, knowing Nelly's power behind her.
So we're going to tie at the top between Danielle Kang and Gabby Lopez. But Gabby Lopez has a hole in hand, if you like, because she still can make a birdie here.
Yes, good shot here, and it's but a given, but not a huge target. Has to keep this at the flagstick or just a little right. Be ideal. 216 front, 229 to the hole. Same yardage Nelly has. A little bit of a launching pad, as Marty Fish had earlier that Karen described.
Don't want to hit the same shot as Marty. Too far right. Sets up nicely for those players who see that right to left draw into the flag with those trees there.
I was just thinking that, Tom. Set up at that number 11 and hit a little bit of a draw. That fits my eye.
This is on a direct line.
Oh, just sit down. Doesn't want to go too far by.
What a fantastic shot right there.
Yeah, really, really good. She will have a putt for an eagle. There you go. That's what it looks like from where she was standing. Wonderful play. Let's see how close Nelly can get.
I think this is perfect.
Again, same yardage, 16 front, 229 hole. This or 7 wood. It's a little bit right edge of the green.
Yeah, she didn't like it right away. It's not the Nelly quarter that we've seen so far this week. And we go back to the first round with kind of the pressure on coming out of the gates. So the world #1 looking to build on that season from last year. And this was a great run where she birdied 10, and this was majestic. Oh, a very similar hole location to today, but a very different result with the second shot for Nelly Korda, part of that round of 68 on Thursday.
Very different temperature as well.
Yeah, it was a lot warmer out there on Thursday. She is shivering. It is not very pleasant temperature in the mid-40s in Orlando. This is Nelly Korda's 3rd at the 11th.
Ball sitting well down, not a good lie at all. Green slopes toward her, though. I just fluffed out of there.
I'm waiting for this moment where things turn for Nelly, and it just hasn't happened yet. And I'm just really surprised with the way that she's struggling today.
Brooke Henderson to get within 1 of the co-leaders. Temperatures below freezing, or below 0 in Smiths Falls, Ontario. She says, I've been in Florida too long. I've lost my Canadian jeans. I'm freezing.
All it takes is 1 or 2 winters down here, and you lose that real quick.
Gabby Lopez with a bit of work to do here, Jerry. It's not an easy one, is it?
No, it's not. No, definitely not. But it's not brutal either. It's a little bit downhill, but consistently, so no crazy slopes. Pretty straight early. At the very end, it'll die left, but not a ton. Her touch has been spot on all week long, but today it's been exceptional.
Asking for it to go a little more. Should be just a tap-in birdie there. It'll take her back in front.
Henderson par at 12. Every bit of 6 feet. Stays 2 back, alone in 3rd. Bogey-free yesterday, bogey-free today so far. Not the case for Nelly.
No, Nelly's had a couple of bogeys, no birdies so far, but this is for a birdie at 11.
It is only the 11th hole, but this getting in the range now, especially with Gabby up there, and a sure birdie, where you just can't afford to let many more opportunities go. This has to go. Maybe just turning a little left, slightly uphill. Not a tough putt.
Starting to get to that point where she's running out of time and is going to need Gabby to make a mistake in order to have a chance of winning here this afternoon. Not quite there yet, but needs to turn it around. Let's get to 12.
She would need help from Danielle Kang as well. Danielle at 12.
This from 158, another 7-iron. Wind is helping. Slight fade to the right of the hole. Nicely positioned. Not much room left of this flag.
Danielle lost a playoff in this event last year. Gabby won a playoff 2 years ago.
That was the marathon playoff that went 7 holes and into a Monday morning. Okay, birdie there. Easy birdie in the end. Wonderful second shot. Back to the top of the leaderboard and back to 15 under par, which is where she got to through 7 holes. Dropped that shot at 9 with the 6. And out of nowhere. Now Arnica for a birdie.
Yeah, beautiful little wedge in here to thrill the hometown, home course crowd, if you will. This for birdie to get to within 1 of Derek Lowe, 1 point.
Yeah, now just 1 back. And Arnica Sørenstam with all that experience trying to win herself a celebrity.
For the birdie at 11 to put her back on top. Gabby Lopez on the tee at 12.
As Karen mentioned, a little bit of tail breeze here from the tee, more on the second shots, like dogleg left.
Jerry, it's amazing. She said that on Wednesday in the Pro-Am, she felt like she was hitting it terribly and couldn't get anything going. And I talked to her coach, Horacio Morales, and he said that they found she was shifting her weight too much on her right side in the backswing. So she's really working on staying more centered and more on top of the ball. And whatever it is, it seems to be working very well.
Indeed.
While we have a moment, let's send it down to Amy Rogers.
Thanks so much, Grant, here with Wells Adams from The Bachelorette. How often do you get asked by people if you'll accept a rose?
A lot. And actually, a lot of people have asked me if I would give them a rose, of which I said, no, I'm engaged, and my fiancée, Sarah, would be very angry.
You had your first hole-in-one just a month ago. How often do you get out to play golf?
This is embarrassing, a lot, and it's not showing in my score right now.
I know you've been gushing this week about this opportunity to play in this event and play along some of the best female golfers in the world for the first time. What has this first experience been like for you?
Okay, so I've learned a couple things. For your normal weekend golfer, you don't realize how hard the 6-inch putts are because you always just pick them up. And I've never been more terrified than I am when I'm sitting over a 6-inch putt. The other thing is, you don't realize, one, like walking 7 miles a day is tough, but like being focused for 4 days straight, I have a newfound respect for all these pros. It's insane that they're able to do this because I've completely lost it today. I can't focus on anything, and here we are.
Well, it is a little cold. It is hard to focus. Thanks for the time. Have fun.
Thanks, Amy.
Guys, back to you.
Well, you love this, don't you? You get these stars of other worlds getting a taste of what it's like to do what you and Karen and all of you who've played professionally have done.
It's definitely a little different when you have to focus for 5 hours out on the golf course. Be able to pull your mind in and out of intense focus. Give your mind a break. Focus in during the shot and during your pre-shot routine. Joke with your caddy. It's it's definitely a learning curve for people who've never done it before.
And Karen Danielle seems to have found that right balance, turning it on when she needs to, turning it off when the shot's over.
She's very disciplined too in terms of getting involved with the process. Like if anything slightly takes her out of her process, she'll literally will put the bag, get the bag put down again, put the club back in, and then reset right from the very beginning. This putt actually is very slippery. It's going to break quite a bit to the left, but it's going to want to run out as well, so it has to be very careful of the speed here.
Really good putt. A great chance to drop. She'll stay one back.
I'll mark it.
Take your time. Take your time.
All right, it's time now for our course setup, brought to you by the Golf Course Superintendents Association of America. Morgan, how about one of the key holes here at Lake Nona?
Yeah, this 14th hole. Yesterday we saw it was drivable, but today the tee's been moved back. Players have the option to take on that bunker, and you can see the trees on the right and try and hit driver up there, or they may choose to lay up to the left. It's definitely a birdie hole. Playing is one of the easiest holes all week. Hole location today accessible in the front left part of the green. It's 10 on and 9 off the left, in between a couple little ridges. But here we are now on 17. Now this hole is playing as the second toughest hole all week. The whole location, there's about 3 paces left and 3 paces right of this whole location to avoid sloping off the green in either direction. So this is especially coming in at the very end of the event here. This is going to be a crucial hole for our leaders. And then 18, see the penalty area all down the left. This is playing as the hardest hole all week. We've seen both professionals and celebrities alike struggle, especially around this green. Hole location today on the back left, 7 off the left, not super close to the penalty area, but definitely within your line of vision. And it'll be interesting to see who needs to make birdie here to win the Tournament of Champions.
And there it is. Temperatures not even to 50. Chilly all weekend long. Not sure Annika would be playing here on her home course in these temperatures usually, but here she is at the 12th.
Good drive here, just 168 in, going with 6-iron. Breeze helping. Pretty good breeze you can feel out in this fairway, quite exposed. The 0 divot, as always. This one pushed just a bit.
All right. Solid.
Trails by 3 points in the celebrity division. She led coming into this final round. 13.
Chad Pfeiffer on the tee. Talked about this tough hole location. Chad looked like he was trying to draw it in there. He's done a really good job. That is a fantastic shot. I'm not sure we're going to see any better than that today.
Gabby Lopez by 1 in the fairway at the 12th.
But that breeze helped it at 152-yard slide uphill lie, going with 8-iron and likely taking dead aim here. Accessible hole. Exactly what she's done. Just right of it.
That's an aggressive play. Jerry passed the hole, but now she's left herself with an uphill putt. Have a significant amount of break left to right, but give herself definitely a nice look at birdie.
Now Nelly.
Baby 9-iron. Really good tee shot, just 134.
Last year averaged almost 5 birdies per round. She has none today. Ball striking just isn't what it usually is for Nelly. She is the defending champion next week, even though she won on this course at the Gainbridge LPGA at Boca Rio. Our first round coverage of the first full field event of the year comes your way at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Golf Channel. Coming up in the next few weeks, 3 straight weeks in Florida. The LPGA Drive-On Championship in a couple of weeks. New event, the Crown Colony Golf and Country Club over near Naples, Fort Myers. And then off to Singapore for the HSBC Women's World Championship, the Honda LPGA Thailand. Back to the States in Carlsbad at Aviera Golf Club for the JTBC Classic. And the new sponsor, final year at Mission Hills, the Chevron Championship.
He's out at the 13th. Yuka Sasso for birdie. I suppose coming up on the front portion of that green, Morgan, is not the worst place to be.
I think it's better than ending up off the green on the right almost, especially because you're going to end up in the fringe. At least you're putting from the same surface on the green.
Just heard from him walking down the fairway. Wells Adams is going to miss that, and he's going to have one of those shortish putts. Oh, no, he's done. He's picking it up. He's had enough. He doesn't want the pressure. Take me back to Hollywood, he says. Take me back. Henderson now for a birdie at 13. Brooks kind of just been lurking. Needs to make a couple of these. Feel like if she can get a little momentum here.
Well, Tom, you got the birdieable 14th, and they moved the tee up on 15 as well.
There it is.
It's a good start.
Brooke Henderson is very much in this. Solid day today. And if she looks at that leaderboard, she'll think to herself, well, I've got a really good chance here. Nellie's struggling. And she's only 2 shots back.
2 putts from here, Veronica. Would probably be welcome. 2 points if she can do it.
That's not easy, Morgan. This is a brutally tough 2-putt for somebody who's just a part-time golfer, no matter how great she was. Uphill for the majority of it, then downhill turning left the last 8 feet, and severely downhill at that.
Looks like it's carrying a good bit of pace there, Jerry.
Left turn. That's really, really
well judged.
Not a gimme from there by any means. That's on the top side of the hole.
Over to 13 again.
And Chad trying to finish off that really good tee shot. Oh no, he's missed it low. Oh, that could be really costly. Remember, $100,000 to the winner here. Let's get back to 12.
And Nelly desperately needing a putt to drop.
Up and over that little ridge as well.
She's going to have to play her last 6 holes in 4 under to keep her streak of rounds in the 60s alive. 11 in a row going back to the end of last year, but 2 over today. Celine Boutier, she drove the 14th yesterday when the tees were moved up. Here's her second. Take her to 12 under. 13.
Danielle Kang has reached the par 3.
She's got another 7-iron out, Tom, and I actually think that's quite handy for her that she's had a number of 7-irons in her hand the last few holes. I think it's you can get used to swinging that club, swinging that number. It's been pretty accurate with this club. This one's going a little left of the flag though. Oh, just carried.
Oh, it's going to be good. Yeah, she holed out with a 7-iron on Friday.
That was a very fortunate bounce right there. Be interesting. Sometimes those can be the difference makers between winning at the end of the day and not.
A chance to extend her lead at the 12th. Gabby.
Little downhill slider. Ooh, my.
Little work left. 13.
Derek Lowe's tee shot on the way.
Not a bad look at this one too.
Oh, over the flag, that's fine there. Yeah, good shot. He's been impressive today. He's level par if he was playing medal play.
No 3 putts for Gabby this week. This is for par.
Back up the slope, a little bit of left-hand turn. It's It's the kind of putt most right-handed golfers are not afraid of. They prefer, actually.
Very confident looking stroke there. I've seen a lot of, I mean, even the way Gabby talks about her whole approach to this week, it's just she's exuding a lot of confidence, and you're seeing it in her performance.
Par putts here for Annika and Nelly, former #1 in the world and current.
Nelly's a tap in. This one's not fun when you're playing every day. When you're just playing occasionally, it's make you think a little bit. Downhill slider, just at that length where you're embarrassed if you miss it.
Great 2-putt.
As Mike said it, excellent 2-putt.
50+ feet. And she picks up 2 points to get within 1 of Derek Lowe. Today's coverage is brought to you by Hilton Grand Vacations, award-winning resorts, signature service, unforgettable vacations. And by Wynn Grips, the best grips in golf. (13).
Derek Lowe has this for birdie at 13.
It's a little deceptive. It looks like it's downhill, but it doesn't actually run out that much. Yeah. I think though, anytime you can walk off this hole with a par, you're feeling pretty good if you're one of the non-LPGA players playing this week.
But he's playing really well. I mean, he's a .2 handicap, so he's a scratch handicap, and he's level par for the day, and he's playing in the final round of a celebrity tournament with 100 grand on the line against Annika Sorenstam. That's a pretty good performance.
He's got a really good attitude about it though too. Like he knows when he's hit some bad shots, and he kind of laughs at himself when he's hit some bad ones, and yet the competitor in him knows when he's made some good putts. It's a pretty good feeling. So.
Well, what did he say, Karen, yesterday, teeing off, playing with Nelly and Annika? He's never been so nervous in his life. So this has got to be a little bit less pressure than that.
So much out of his comfort zone. Now Danielle, I think this is a great opportunity for her right here. Caddy Ollie knows exactly where they stand. So he's on top of things, as you'd expect.
Wonder if Danielle does, though. She's been talking all week about really staying in the present and trusting the process, not worried about the results.
I think she's doing exactly just that. I think all she cares about is doing her thing, playing her game. Much move just maybe a bit to the right.
It's interesting, Karen, too. She spent the winter in Vegas knowing that she was not good at playing in cold weather, out in the cold on a day where most of us would probably stay inside. She went out to figure out how many layers she could swing in, what she needed to do to perform better in cold weather, and she's doing it very well here these 2 days.
I mean, that's just a sign of knowing where your weaknesses is and being prepared to go out there and work on them, just to make those little incremental improvements.
Yeah, well done. Looked like she wasn't quite 100% on the line, but obviously it worked out. As a caddy, Ollie Brett. And she's got this goal, Danielle, to play better in the AIG Women's Open. Ollie's been on her back for 5 years. They have a good friendship. And he is from the UK, and she would love to really put in a fine performance over there for him.
At the 14th, Brooke Henderson, 2 back. Second shot. Again.
Marty Fish for a par.
Nice steady two putt there.
He struggled a bit today, though, as Marty.
Yeah.
Kind of uncharacteristic. He's had a couple of big numbers. Jessica Korda at the 15th. She's the defending champion this week, even though she won on a different course, and her sister won a different tournament on this course. A little confusing. Jessica is technically the defending champ, and she's put in a pretty good title defense there. Has a history of playing well in her first event of the season. 6 wins on tour. She's won 4 of those in her first start of the year. On the 13th tee, Gabby Lopez.
Breeze from the right, Gabby going with 7 iron. You really kind of have to make a decision here. You either hit it right of the flagstick and leave it short of the hole, or you hit it at it or left of it and have plenty of club to get there. Anything middle right of the green usually just funnels away off and leaves you not the funnest chip. Anything short and left, well, that's bunker.
It's a good line.
Yeah, just right of the flag.
Ooh, okay. Doesn't go too far. Yeah, that's the danger that Morgan was talking about earlier. If you go too far, you end up down there.
I have to say that's one of the firmest bounces we've seen on these greens all week.
It was a lot firmer when they played here last year at the Cambridge LPGA, a little later in the year. This time around, the players were saying it's softer, which they like a little more. Now, Arnica, I saw caddy Mike McGee there give you the club.
That was a 7 iron. Yeah, sometimes the 6 iron signal gets confused with other
okay.
things. Yeah. Why could I go back a long ways?
Hopefully he doesn't confuse them when he's giving her the clubs.
No. He's more into it than anybody. And always positive reinforcement. Now this is going to be short and right of it. Should be fine. And that was the plan.
Yeah.
All wrong.
We talked a little bit about that earlier. That's not a bad spot, Morgan.
No, that's it. She'll be putting up a ridge, just has to judge the distance, but definitely there's a lot of trouble around this green. That is not a bad leave.
And now Nelly.
Jesse, with that right side hole location, she had a beauty that looked like it was going to be 4 or 5 feet from the hole, and it went down the hill, off the green, had to pitch it from there.
She needs to put a good swing on one right here, Jerry. She's been a little bit off, needs to figure it out.
Trying to draw it at the flagstick.
It's high and it's soft. What a shot. And that leaves Nelly Korda with a really good look at birdie. Remarkably, it would be her first birdie of the day. And she's not quite out of this yet. Gabby Lopez in a bit of trouble. Danielle Kang looks strong. Birdie at 13 for Kang, and she is looking to get 2022 off to the perfect start with a win here at Lake Nona. Back at the 13th with Gabby Lopez, and a tricky one potentially from that lie, Jerry.
Yeah, very much so. It's dead into the green and the sticky, long, rough. She got pretty decent contact on that. Does not want a mulligan on that shot. That's pretty well done. Still some work.
With the leaders at 15 under, Brooke Henderson with a putt to get to 14 under. Like that went where she wanted it to go. She was serenaded with Oh Canada here at 14 yesterday. Listening for some echoes here to 13.
Monica Sorenstam should know this putt pretty well. Has been a resident here for a long time, Jerry.
Yeah, there aren't many that have fooled her this week at all. Just the one yesterday that she walked in on 17 and it missed. Not a tough putt, pretty flat speed-wise. A little uphill initially, but then flat after that.
Come on.
Oh, she's made it. Vintage Annika. And that ties A 72-time winner on the LPGA Tour for the lead in the celebrity division. Now playing a bit of senior golf. Winner of the US Senior Women's Open last year. Look at that, just diving in their perfect pace. And let's see the reaction. Yeah, she still wants to win this.
It's a little emotional.
Could have just been the cold.
Now Nelly.
Turning a little left for Nelly. Just needs a bit of good stroke. I wouldn't been so tentative most of the day.
Again there, Jerry, just not having enough pace with her putts.
At the 14th, co-leader Danielle Kang.
This from 91 yards into the wind. It's a decent shot, a little left.
She'll have that for birdie. And co-leader Gabby Lopez is grinding for par the whole back.
Should be no doubt out to the line after watching Nelly's ball go just past her mark. Maybe right edge just outside. She now is hitting putts with a fair bit more conviction, Morgan.
Yeah, she's always been, I mean, when you know that you can start the ball on the right line and you're confident in the read, you can see it. It comes out in the pace in your putts. The hole looks a lot bigger to your eye. She said that she's been working a lot on 6-foot downhill left to righters, as we talked about earlier, being really, really tough putts. But it helps you, you know, if you're going to start the ball on the right line. If you could do it on that putt, you can do it on any putt.
No, just started too low.
And didn't learn from Nelly, as Jerry thought she might there.
That means that Danielle Kang is now leading the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions. Gabby Lopez falling back to 14 under par. Nelly still 4 behind.
We're tied at the top on the celebrity side. Here's Derek Lowe. Annika's birdie at 13, tied low at 128. Fascinating to watch a superstar who handled the pressure in clinching games for the Red Sox, among other teams, going up against Annika Sorenstam. Danielle Kang now with the lead by 1 and a birdie coming up at 14. Tied for the celebrity division lead. Annika Sorenstam on the tee at 14.
I don't know if she knows that. I highly doubt it, actually. Mike has not asked one time. But nonetheless, let's try to put good shot together after good shot. This one might hang in the left side of the fairway.
Can we guess that son Will knows where she stands?
Will has been running with his friends out here, getting a lot of exercise, and I can promise you he knows.
Well, it has been a big surprise today. Nelly Korda began the day with a 1-shot lead, has not made a birdie. She's 4 down with 5 holes to play.
I'm coming. You're fine. Probably give me 20 here.
Clubbing back here to get it in the fairway. Still taking a pretty aggressive line.
Oh, wow. The ball striking's just not been there, has it?
It's something that we haven't seen the first 3 days. She's been, I mean, pretty much her whole career since they started measuring last June. She leads the tour by a ton in strokes gained tee to green, so it's very uncharacteristic.
Derek Lowe for birdie up ahead.
Just needs a little bit more. He's been putting pretty well today.
Kind of a back foot slider, just missed the plate. So a tap in 2-pointer. And now 1 off the lead, Gabby Lopez.
With driver here, I think that gives her the most amount of fairway to utilize. Almost the same line as Nelly's 3 would. This should be plenty.
She hit driver on this hole earlier when the tee was back.
Yeah, I think it's just a confident club in her hand right now.
And why not? Going toe-to-toe with the world #1 and winning. LPGA.com can be access to get the latest information on the LPGA Tour and Connect with the LPGA on social media, Facebook, at LPGA on Twitter, and at LPGA_tour on Instagram. Just type it in. You'll see it.
18
All right, Danielle Kang has this putt for a 2-shot lead.
It's quickly how things change, isn't it, out here? This putt is uphill, but it wants to move a little bit to the left. Just made that last-minute adjustment to her line on the ball, just to make sure she gets everything exactly where she wants it, so she can be really committed to this putt.
She's pouring it on. 3 birdies in her last 4. Played with her good buddy Lee Bryce on Friday. The country music picker. He gave her his guitar pick on the back 9, and she started to roll them in. They still have it. She's got a 2-shot lead, looking for her 6th career title. Marty Fish has been all over this 14th. Karen, update us.
Well, tee shot went into the penalty area, and so he had to take a drop. Then he played through the trees into the bunker, pitched from the bunker to here, and there you go, salvaging something.
Defending champ of the celebrity division. It's the look of a man who expected to contend today.
Check in with Matilda Castron. Didn't hit a very good first putt here, but she's got this one left for a par. Level par for the day. And was a great story from 2021, kind of the breakout player. Got on a tear early in the season and won the Mediheal Championship in San Francisco in conditions which are usually much like this.
And Tom, I don't know if I've ever seen better ball striking than her performance in the final round at Lake Merced last year. It was spectacular.
Yeah, for a player who really had very little experience in that position to come out of the gates, I think she played the front 9 about 5 under.
5 under the first 5. I think, wasn't she?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Nelly, as great Yogi Bear said, it's getting late early.
Yeah, 95 yards now, 5 back. With 5 to play, a little gap wedge, caught it cleanly. Could be good. Could be too much.
No birdies today for the world number 1. Jason McDeed, her caddy, has the number 1 caddy bib. Signify her place in the Rolex rankings. No American has held the top spot longer than Nelly Korda. So take a look at our insights by KPMG. We talked about this earlier. 11 straight rounds in the 60s. She's 2 over today, par 72. So she's going to have to play some great golf coming in here. Scoring average 67. Birdie or better percentage 32%, just about. Last 5 and 5 unders. Annika, second shot.
Yeah, trying to thrill the home crowd once again here. Pitching wedge into the breeze, 103.
Shot.
Really nice sound to it, but it's turning left.
That putt to take the lead outright. And now Gabby, suddenly 2 back.
A mí personalmente me gusta. Creo que vas a acertar más.
Sí, sobre todo por el down.
Sí. Y considera que tenemos delante, ¿vale? Yo me lo dejo al resto.
She did have a view of the green when Danielle made that putt, so she likely knows it was for birdie based on the reaction. I don't know if she knows she's 2 back. Nonetheless, a little bit of a side hill downhill lie from just 71 yards.
She's been working a lot on her wedge game, Jerry. Knows she's very into statistics, knows that that's a little bit of a weak spot in her game.
house then.
Kind of similar to what we saw her do yesterday on the 15th hole.
Trailing when the day began, took the lead, now in arrears again to 15.
Céline Boutier for a birdie. Céline is a couple under par for the day. That would have got her to 12 under. Let's go to the 17th. Pajari Ananarukan. We know how tricky this whole location is. Morgan was talking about it earlier. That looks like a great line. Oh yes, very well done. Won the ISPS Handler World Invitational last year in order to get into this field of champions. Danielle Kang just waiting on the 15th. There's been a few waits at 14 and 15 during the week, so no surprise for the players, but not great for Danielle, who has talked about kind of freezing up a little bit, and that hasn't helped her golf swing. So it's not exactly warm out there to be standing around.
We saw her doing some jumping jacks out there yesterday. I wouldn't be surprised to see her do that in a few before she's got to tee off.
28-year-old Gabby Lopez from Mexico went to the University of Arkansas. Terrific player there in Fayetteville. Twice a winner on the LPGA Tour. 2 behind. This for birdie.
Well, good putt here. He races. Bad memory from that wedge shot. Very good. 30 feet away. Pretty flat speed putt. Inching to the right, though. Not a ton. Really interesting putting technique. Stance right before she sets her feet. She almost wants to go into more of a traditional thing and then forces herself to close them. They're literally almost touching.
Before the KPMG Insights were launched last summer, she and her team were already a couple of years into gathering stats themselves. It's a big part of assessing where she is. So Monica, trailing by 2, has a putt for a birdie and 3 points to take the lead.
Mike reading the putts for her. He's a pretty good player, but she's Monica. Nonetheless, he has it going just a couple of inches right. This is the hole where the members pavilion is, right on the side of the green. If this goes in, it's going to get really, really loud.
Like a confident stroke, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think we've seen her come up and out of any putts like we saw a little bit on Friday. She definitely seems to be staying down and through it, and has that little bit more aggressive pace.
It's just a bad read.
Yeah, we need to see Nelly have a little bit of that aggressive pace right here.
She does, absolutely.
This is it.
The tiniest bit more speed, and that catches it.
And just when you're trailing, Jerry, you can't leave him short. When your back's up against the wall and you're running out of holes.
You wouldn't believe it. That's the scorecard of Nelly Korda. 15.
Big drive here for Brooke. Her second shot to the par 5. Oh no. Oh, I can't tell whether she misstruck it or whether it just took off right into that long grass.
It looked like it took off, Tom, right into that long grass. Didn't really, might have caught a little low on the face, didn't quite get it up over the rough, and even Brittany was like, what happened?
Gabby for par. Danielle Kang's lead is 2 over Lopez, 3 over Henderson. 15.
So the tee is up here, making the hole shorter today, and no driver here for Danielle.
No, yesterday, even though the tee wasn't up, she hit a poor drive out to the right. I think even though the tee's up, she's still sticking to her plan. She's still, I mean, when you think about how good her wedges have been, she doesn't need to hit this green in 2. I think this is a smart play for her, keeping it in play, keeping the ball in front of her and allowing her to play to her strengths, which is her short game.
Sit. Sit.
She wants to leave it just short of that grass bunker right there. It's about 230 off the tee. Almost in a similar position to where Brooke just played from.
Needed to go like this.
See quite how close it is to the rough from our angle.
What's Derek Lowe going to do? Is he going to go with the driver?
He sure is. The difficulty for him is picking the right angle with the right carry. It's very easy to run through the fairway on the right.
Great drive.
Great ball.
But this is a nice little draw.
Stop the carts, please.
He's got beautiful tempo to his golf swing, Karen. A lot of power, but beautiful tempo.
It's not that far away from Brooke. And we can go straight to watching the third shot here for Henderson.
I think you should play at 38. The wind's not helping anymore. It's hurting. Yeah, it's hurting. 38. Yeah. Yeah. That's perfect.
The marshal's signaling to Mardy Fish not to hit. Too far left. Oh, no, that's 2 mistakes in a row for Henderson. That's going to be so costly. Tough to tell whether it stayed up.
Looked like she tried to hold it off a little bit and wasn't able to keep the face square long enough. Tugged it just enough.
Annika, a length putt that you probably wouldn't even have to hole out in a friendly game around here, her home course. But a 2-putt par. She regains a share of the lead with Derek Lowe headed to the par 5. 15th, a great drive from Lowe at that par 5. Danielle Kang has extended her lead to 2 as she plays the 15th as well. It's always a great way to kick off the LPGA season, the 4th playing at this event, but a new site here at Lake Nona. Thanks to Aaron Stewart, the son of the late great Payne Stewart, Mom Tracy. Thanks to Brandon Ritchie, the director of golf course maintenance and superintendent. Gregor Jameson, his dad Bob for 32 years. Pro at Turnberry in Scotland. And he's been here from the beginning. A great venue and a great way to start the season. 15.
Henderson's ball did not find the penalty area, so she's got this now potentially for a birdie.
What a fortunate break, Tom. These are the things on Sunday afternoon that can make the difference. Getting a lucky break like that could have just as easily hopped into the penalty area.
It's going to be a 5 for Brooke at best. She'll remain 13 under par, 3 back. Let's go to the 17th. Anna Narukan for birdie to get it to 8 under. There are so many little subtle breaks on this 17th, and it has fooled players all week long.
I mean, Tom, if we want to look at these last 3 holes, 16's playing as the 3rd hardest, 17's playing as the 2nd hardest, and 18's playing as the hardest hole on the golf course today. There's a lot of golf left to play.
Yuka Sasso for a birdie at 15. Fascinating that Yuka is now playing for Japan. She has dual nationality between the Philippines and Japan, and she has chosen to use her Japanese nationality and therefore her Japanese passport, because it's a lot easier to travel using a Japanese passport than it is a passport from the Philippines. Let's see if she makes that. And it just goes to show what the international players, especially those from countries with a passport that doesn't allow visa-free travel to a lot of countries, what they have to deal with week in and week out. There's so much paperwork and visas that have to be requested. It's a big headache for a lot of players and caddies, for that matter.
And there are Olympic repercussions for her because there's a 4-year wait, and so she's not sure that she'll be eligible for the 2024 Olympics. So we'll have to
play for Japan, you mean? Yeah.
To play for Japan, right?
Danielle Kang just waiting for the green to clear. She'll have a similar issue potentially to what we saw from Brooke if that grass plays a part in the ball flight like it did for Henderson. And Brooks just grinding away at her 5. She has been practicing over the off-season with the flag in on these short putts.
I like 6.
I don't know what you think at home, but I just wouldn't be able to get used to that.
I'm with you, Tom. I feel like the flag stick's taking up the valuable space in an already small hole. She said she was looking for a little bit of a different visual.
Especially when it's windy and the thing's blowing around. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure you're at home. You have your opinions. It just it feels very strange when you're putting and the flags in, especially from that distance. Okay, no problem at all.
I think she may have needed a new visual. She didn't putt well last year.
She struggled. She was 111th, I believe, in putts per round on the LPGA Tour. And I think 60th in putts per green in regulation. So, you know, she did not putt well in 2021. It really held her back. She did get a win. She won in Los Angeles, but Brooke is a player that could win multiple times during the season. There's no doubt about that. Now Danielle Kang with her second.
Well, she's got 190 to the front, 212 to the hole. Obviously, you know, she is aware of the flag that is in front of her. She was pointing it out to Ollie as they were waiting.
Did she see Brooks' shot, though, which went straight into that grass and went about 30 yards?
I'm not sure that she saw that. She's still very much in her own zone and her bubble. This is a 5-wood. I won't be at all surprised to see this one just, you know, on that front right side of the green. Maybe just on the upslope.
Yeah, the 5-wood giving her just a little bit more loft to be able to get it up over that rough without an issue. And Karen called it front right. Smart play.
Well, celebrity division coming down to the wire. This is the second shot here for Derek Lowe.
He's got 168. It's a little bit into the breeze at the minute. But having watched him play a few, this is probably an 8-iron for him. Might even be a little 7, but he choked up on that. And this is a really good ball flight, drawing towards the hole.
Oh, stay there, though. Stay right there. He's right on the edge of that swale. Yeah, it's going to stay. And he's going to have a putt for an eagle. That's 5 points. This could be a massive turning point for the celebs. Talking of the celebs, here's Arnica on the tee at 15.
Don't think Annika's going to have 8-iron in for the second shot, although that was a good tee shot.
She liked that swing. Annika's looked more and more like the Arnica of old as the round's gone on. Have you seen that?
Her swing, I think, looks a lot better today than it did yesterday as well.
Now Nelly.
Nelly just stood on the tee box the entire time for this wait and didn't talk to a soul, just really alone in her thoughts right now, and I'm sure quite disappointed in her scoring performance today. That's a nice tight draw. Should be really good.
Yeah, right by that mound of grass that we've been seeing the approach shots. That one's bounding on down there. And now Gabby Lopez.
Conversely, Tom, Gabby was, well, she stayed back quite a ways with her caddy and then was up here for about 10 minutes and joking with her caddy and really having a good time. So definitely a different emotional state for Gabby than Nelly right now.
Yeah, Jerry, and she's got a new caddy on the bag this week. First caddy change she's made in 4 years. Carlos Lopez, no relation, but they are good friends, and they're obviously putting together a very good team out here this week.
Hung that one out just a bit right where she wanted.
Oh, it's into that grass bunker.
She'll be forced to lay up from there, potentially get a hybrid on it up close to the green, but hoping to get it down by where Nelly was.
This is the shot that Danielle Kang faces.
And I think out of, all the players that I've watched play around this golf course, she's probably been as creative as anybody when it comes to shot selection with the little chips. She's on quite a big upslope, and it is going to be landing into an upslope, and then as the ball kind of gets about, I'd say 20 feet short of the hole, it's going to want to release down towards the hole. There'll be a change of grain that she'll have to deal with. But really it's the upslope and making the right contact that you want, and seeing the trajectory and where it's going to land is key for this shot, Morgan.
Yeah, you really have to commit. You have to commit to that spot. I feel like when you have so much green to work with, to say, I want to land it in a very, very precise, small circle on the green, almost visualize that walking into the shot.
It looks like she's gone to a less lofted club to get this ball running along the ground a little quicker.
You can see she's got the heel of the club off the ground just enough.
It was a good decision. Lovely touch. I think that just shows you how good she is around the greens, the imagination that she has. You can switch to another club and still have that confidence. It's not a one-dimensional short game.
She's got all the shots, and here she actually didn't carry this as far as I anticipated that she would. Barely carried it onto the green, but judged the release perfectly.
So Kang by 2, Celine Boutier probably out of time, but this for birdie at the 16th. Morgan, you mentioned you never say never, and Danielle Kang knows that full well. 3 tough holes coming in. LPGA USGA Girls Golf is on a mission to change the face of the game. Join the movement and inspire the next generation of LPGA Tour players. Help make little girls' big dreams come true at girlsgolf.org. Danielle Kang and Celine Boutier went toe-to-toe at Inverness in the summer of 2020 as the LPGA restarted after the COVID shutdown. Boutier had a putt to tie. Last hole, couldn't get it to drop. Kang went on to win and then won the next week.
Might be a little high. Skosh.
The way that Kang won that second event in the Toledo area, it was a double bogey from Lydia Ko on the last hole at Highland Meadows that allowed Danielle to go on to win, so she won't be taking anything for granted, I dare say.
Big putt here. Eagle putt for Derek Lowe.
Yeah, and it was a really pure approach shot that set this one up. It's got to break more.
See, what was a good try, though.
That's good. Pick it up.
Easy birdie.
Yeah, it's going to be a birdie, so 3 points for Derek. And he will move to 133. He's locked in a battle with Annika. Probably helps him that he's not playing with her. Meanwhile, Danielle Kang has a putt for a 3-shot lead.
I think we've seen a very tactical few rounds from Danielle, both yesterday and today. I mean, really positioning her shots well, taking advantage of the short game, making the short putts when she has to, giving herself plenty of opportunities, but playing smart golf, like not taking on flags that are uncomfortable to her.
And Karen, we haven't seen, it hasn't been very flashy, but it's been very efficient and smart and patient.
Yep.
3 birdies in a row for Danielle Kang and a 3-shot lead. It takes her to 5 under par for the day. Best round posted, Georgia Hall, who shot 69. Madeline Sackstrom playing her final hole and needs a par for 69, but No one better than 3 under par aside from the leader, so that gives you a sense of how well she's played.
You know what I mean?
The 5-wood, I cannot aim straight. I need to aim to the right for the 5-wood.
Correct.
Or isn't that the better? I mean,
Yep, I like that.
because why would I want to be too much left either? Because then a lot of room.
Yep.
I think I got a good line.
Okay.
My fellow wins.
A lot of agreement there from Mike. 5-wood off the upslope. Just going to try and keep it right of the green. Right side of the green, anyway.
Oh, I'm going to be down there.
I think she was hoping he was going to stay a little bit closer to where Danielle was, where she'd be chipping more straight up the hill as opposed to chipping across. But that's very reasonable leave there.
Loose impediments, yeah. Loose stuff, yeah. Just nothing attached.
Okay.
Okay. Can we here?
Yeah, she's got the arc.
Okay.
¿Qué te gusta?
Ahí que está.
¿Ahí?
Sí. ¿Te gustan? Claro, me gustan donde quiera, Gaby. Estoy un poquito peinado adelante.
Taking a drop from a drain there, Jerry?
Exactly.
Okay, go on, good play.
Thank you.
Sure.
And that is a much better, great advice out of Carlos to find a little down green area there, Morgan, and it's sitting much cleaner.
How you get a little bit of an advantage being able to have the ball in hand, clean it. And it didn't look like a very good lie when she pulled the ball out of the original lie. Couldn't see it at all. We can see it a little bit right now.
No, it would have been maybe an 8-iron chop out of there.
Still going with an iron.
Just too big a steep a lip in front of her. Really risky to try and get a hybrid on this. Oh, the club turned dead left. That's trouble.
Tight.
Always a risk out of that long, long rough.
And just grabs the hosel, turns it over right at impact.
Now Nelly.
171 yards to the hole, and the signal was a 6-iron and a small one. Couldn't afford to play away from the hole at this occasion, and she did, and that's actually left of it.
Oh, took another big hop.
And that didn't look like she hit that the way that she wanted to, and just not got something a little bit off with her golf swing today.
90 minutes ago, Danielle Kang was 3 behind. Now she's 3 in front at 16.
And it's just like she found a little bit of extra gear, hitting quality shot after quality shot.
She was a superstar as an amateur. Took her a little while to win, but 5 wins in the last 5 years, and headed towards another.
Back with Gabby Lopez is not getting any better with this lie.
Oh, this is awful. Just, I mean, ball way above her feet and hitting dead into the hill as well. I don't know how you get this on the green. That's just a chop and hope. Not going to get there.
Making the task for Danielle Kang a lot easier here with Gabby Lopez's struggles at the 15th. We'll go to the tee at the 17th, and Celine Boutier. Trying to work it in there right to left. That looks like a really nice line. Good shot. And Celine looking like a top 5 to start the year. And we'll go back over to the 15th and the 3rd shot here for Annika.
She's going to pitch this. I honestly thought the putter was a good option, but not the case. Just going to skip into the slope that leans toward her till about 3/4 of the way there. Then release on over the slope, turning a little left from there. Go. Just like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great shot. That's fine.
Yeah, it certainly is. Almost, not quite what she was. She's got very high standards. But she'll have a good look at birdie to try and get back into a tie for the lead. And now Gabby Lopez, you can see a little bit farther away than Nelly.
Well, and even worse, it's rolled all the way back down that hill and nestled right up against the long rough. And if she was aiming a little more left, it wouldn't be an issue, but she has to contend with that on the approach of the club right at impact.
Yeah, it's kind of like half and half, isn't it, where she's going to strike the ball. Great look we have at it there.
So normally when you're pitching off this fairway, you really try your hardest to not get those hands in front of it too much toward that leading edge to dig. Here, I think she has to do exactly that.
And possibly aim a little bit right, Jerry.
Yeah.
With the slope of this green.
It's just been one horrible lie after another this hole.
Yeah, she's not quite comfortable. It's not a shot that you practice very often.
It's the hosel of the club that's going to be most affected, so she's trying to take that out of it. Oh, good contact. Really good.
Nice shot.
Very well judged considering that lie went just a little bit left on her, but was able to keep the club from turning over too much.
Third shot here for Nelly.
Didn't get a good look at the lie over there, but it's not, if it's decent lie, not tough. A little bit uphill. Just plop it on top of the slope, and that should release all the way to the hole. Needs to make it, basically. Needs to make everything.
How has her routine changed throughout the day, if at all, Jerry?
You know, it's so fast it never really changes, does it? The body language hasn't been great, but she's not all that demonstrative on the course to begin with.
Very good for me.
And we will go up to the 16th.
And this is Brooke Henderson for par. Oh, some big par saves for Brooke. And just holds out the slightest hope. Danielle Kang back in the fairway at 17 under at the 16th. Maybe this new visual is the thing for Brooke. We'll see. Leaving the flagstick in. Beautiful look at 15.
Yeah, a hole that usually looks out over a sun-kissed lake. Not today. Cloudy and cold. Gabby working on a par here.
When this is all said and done, if she's not able to catch Danielle Kang, I think the overall performance on the par 5s for the week is going to be something that, in her analytical way, Morgan, she focuses on.
Yeah, definitely, she will. That will stand out. It does stand out for this week. She has, what is this? Would this potentially be her fourth? Could be a fourth bogey on a par 5 this week.
Yeah. Not much to this, but that I see maybe just right of center.
The other way around, this will be an could be an all-world par.
It's the first good lie she's had
Since the tee.
That was not hit where she wanted to.
It's gonna be another bogey.
All right, so now a 4-shot lead for Danielle Kang from the fairway at 16.
This is 177. It's back into the breeze, and this is going left. Oh, this
It stays in play by inches.
But it stays in play, but I don't know if she has a backswing. She's right up against that taller grass. I don't think that she can play towards the target.
You said it. These last 3 holes, the toughest 3 on the course today in the chilly temperatures. 15 again.
Annika for the birdie.
He has to keep pace with Derek Lowe in the celebrity division. She is in full grind mode. It's fun to watch.
Yeah. There's a lot of support here. As we mentioned, has lived here for a long time. In fact, her house is very close to this green. And there'll be a lot of cheering as she plays these last 3 holes, trying to win that celebrity division.
And Danielle Kang's lead is 4, but how about Karen, the predicament that she faces here left of the green at 16?
Well, it's a tough spot because, I mean, as Morgan rightly said, I mean, she's got the tall grass behind her that's going to impede her going directly towards the flag. As a player, you want to be as aggressive as you can. You want to.
It's almost, Karen, now, where is the best place to make a bogey from, right?
Well, there's an opening, Morgan, just sort of nearer where her feet are, that if she plays right of the hole, she could take a regular swing, but it would be tough to keep it on the green if she was to play in that direction. But I really feel like that's the only play she has. She has a really good lead. She obviously doesn't know how big a lead she has because she's staying in that moment, in that zone. Ollie knows that she does have a good lead, but he doesn't exactly know how many it is from what happened at the last.
There's the leaderboard that Karen was referencing.
The smart play is, the worry is that if she tries to go nearer towards the flag, she's on her downswing is when she's going to be hitting into that grass.
It almost looks like she's trying to leave it in the bunker, Karen.
Well, I mean, that wouldn't necessarily be a bad play because there's a nice little upslope there. There's plenty of green.
Like if I don't catch it, if I catch it wrong, it's wrong.
What can she not do, Karen?
She really doesn't want to hit the grass behind her and kind of almost flub the shot because she gets caught in the grass. Just give yourself a clear shot, whether it's play out, you know, right, or try and land it in the upslope. This plane is really far back off her back foot too, which is, you know, goes against the grain of everything you want to do when you've got a big lip of a bunker in front of you.
Spectacular there, Karen.
It was all she had, Morgan. I mean, that was smartly played. It was patient. She didn't try and force anything.
She can afford a drop shot. Up by 4. Obviously, that's no guarantee 2-putt.
Right, and taking her medicine, knowing that she has to find that one little gap there where she can take a full swing, and playing well to the right, but getting it on the green. Avoiding maybe a plugged lie if she were to leave it in the bunker, or a tough stance if she couldn't quite get it onto the green.
All right. In the celebrity division, Annika again tied for the lead.
Dead into a very chilly breeze. This nicely struck up the right side.
Yeah, her swing looks really solid today, Jerry.
Yeah, just that left side of the green.
She was fighting it earlier, wasn't she, this week?
Yeah, she was fighting it a little bit yesterday, making some practice swings in grind mode. Annika of old grind mode.
You see Nelly Court at -12. She did roll in that short putt for birdie at the 15th. And now Kang with a lengthy putt for par. 2 putts would be coveted. A win for Danielle Kang would be the 6th of her career, the first since August of 2020, the Dana Open, formerly the Marathon. And that bump in prize money this year, 2 1/4. Lost a playoff to Jessica Korda in this event last year, trying to reverse her fortunes. 2 putts would go a long way.
It really would go a long way. This is the longest putt that I've seen her have all day. So she's been pretty close, nothing much more than 20 foot away. So it's been a long time since she practiced anything of this length. So getting the speed right here is going to be difficult. It is uphill pretty much all the way to the hole.
We've seen a few players, Karen, putting from the front part of the screen get too aggressive with this putt because the very back of the screen is significantly flatter than the first 2/3.
Completely agree. And the difficulty there is too, it just looks like there's nothing behind it too. I like that Ollie is holding the flag because that gives her, you know, sort of a bigger frame of reference to judge by. Easy, easy, easy.
Took a peek at the hole and it's still going. Well, the lead is 4 at the moment. She's going to drop at least one. A bogey putt coming up for Danielle. The bogey putt for Danielle Kang at the 16th. Oh, yes. Tough as nails.
Grant, she's made some fantastic putts, 13, 14, and then maybe this one, the biggest of them all, to avoid a double bogey. Get away with only giving up one shot.
So her lead is 3 with 2 holes to play. And now Annika, after Derek Lowe made bogey here at 16, a par or better for Annika would give her the lead.
And Mike's aware of that because he was asking me to signal him what Derek made ahead. And they both just think the world of Derek Lowe. But Annika still wants to win. Has a 5-wood in her hands. 188 into that cold breeze.
She's hit a couple pretty sweet 5-woods yesterday, Jerry.
She's hit a number of pretty sweet shots today. This is a big one here. There's plenty of trouble around the screen, especially left, as we know. No trouble.
Stay there.
Right center of the green.
Fading away.
If it stays on the front, it's okay.
Might need the 5-wood again. 17.
This is Brooke Henderson for a par. She missed the green on the right, putted up from the swale, and it wasn't far away from going in. It needs to just tidy this up, so that keeps her at 13 under, 3 behind. She could have really done with a birdie there to try and mount a challenge and make birdie on that tough final hole. It's not quite over yet, though. Danielle Kang needs to negotiate 2 tough holes coming in. She leads by 3. Back on the 17th tee, 2 holes to play. Danielle Kang with a 3-shot lead.
And this one does play back into the wind. Hole location very close to that left bunker and the swale.
And it's going to be the correct side of that swale.
Stay.
And she's asking for it to stay. It's going to stay. Boy, we've had a hole-in-one prize here all week. It is a 2022 ski nautique boat from Nautique. And there it is. I think from some of the shots that we've seen this week, it was in a bit of danger, but thankfully nobody's hit it. Now Derek Lowe, not one of the celebrities that's put the boat in danger.
Never.
No, he's got a really good attitude about him. Like he really kind of is having fun with everything today, and even making fun of his shots and what's going on. I think he's kind of happy how he's been playing.
I should hope so.
This is really good-looking shot, really high quality strike, just right at the flag.
Yeah, we're going to stay there. We'll give him a look at birdie. He might need a birdie to beat Annika.
The 5th missed green of the day for Nelly Korda. Flew it, maybe trying to make something happen here. 3rd shot.
Well, she hit a drive that was too good. There's one little grassy area in the middle of the fairway. Caught that in the rough. Caught a flyer with a 7-iron that nearly landed in the hole and ended up there.
That was pretty sporty, wasn't it? From dodgy lie. Just one birdie for Nelly Korda, who began the day with a one-shot lead, but playing with Gabby Lopez, who made 3 birdies in a row to take all of the momentum away. At the 18th, Celine Boutier.
Up a big slope right there, and then downhill, breaking left. Well judged on the pace.
Played collegiately at Duke University. A couple of wins for Celine in a good week. She's alone in 5th place. So some long putts here for Gabby Lopez and Annika Sorenstam. Gabby first.
Gabby was in the right rough. Decent lie, but not good enough to put a lot of club onto it. This is about the best she could do. She saw Danielle 2-putt from down here up ahead, but she didn't get to her shot in time to know that was for a par and a bogey. So she's not exactly sure, and I did not see her look at the leaderboard. As it is, that's got to be 90 feet.
Let the ball! Begins to pick up speed here. Oh, that'll slow it down. Like that.
Wow, what a roll. We've seen players struggle with this distance on this green all day. And she hit a little firm, but that had a really good chance of hitting the center of that flagstick.
A couple of feet left to stay at 13 under. Now Annika, she's 1 point behind Derek Lowe.
2 putts and she's 1 point ahead.
No!
That looks to be pretty good speed. Maybe a bit too much.
And Jerry, leave it to the local to be the one who figured it out the best today.
Mark Mulder, former Southpaw pitching great, the Oakland A's among others. The birdie at the 18th. Yeah. He was one of those who came here saying, I want to win. He's won a number of these celebrity events. There are a lot of those in the LPGA competition who would love to have a 3 at the 18th, and a 4 might get it done for Danielle. Now Nelly for par at 16. She had a look coming off the 15th green that said what to you?
Said that she wasn't too thrilled with her day. And, you know, seeing her there, she waved to me through the window, and it's been a tough day. It's disappointing, but it seemed like she had a little bit of perspective on it. You know, it happens. It's golf. You're going to have great days. You're going to have days that you struggle. And unfortunately, this one showed up today when she looked like she was in prime position to take over at Lake Nona again.
Even for the best in the world, a struggle. Now Annika, a putt to take the lead. This is for a 2-point par.
Little outside 4 feet, not much break.
Derek Lowe is on the green, putting for birdie. 17 in a moment. It's for bogey and 1 point, and she and Derek Lowe tied. And let's go to 17.
Well, Derek Lowe has this for a birdie.
A little bit uphill, difficult to read. This looks like good speed, though.
Yeah, it's good speed. Not quite the right line, but it's going to be a 2-point par. And Danielle Kang would have got a good read from that as well. She was in there pretty quickly to take a look.
You know, Tom, it's an interesting pairing that Danielle has compared to her 2 competitors behind her, because she really embraces this format and is playing with 2 celebrities. And so she almost maybe a little bit less pressure in her pairing than there is with Gabby and Nelly playing together in the group behind. And it's, I think, showing in her performance.
And also they're playing with Annika Sorensen.
Probably a lot easier for her to stay in that little bubble that she's trying to create for herself, of making sure that she stays in that process too, Morgan, because of that.
Good line.
It just moved at the end. I thought it was going to drop. Good putt, though.
She's had a very solid game plan and has really executed. The only real blip we've seen so far today is that second shot on 16, and she managed to escape with a bogey. Just putting it all together today, Karen.
It really has been quite clinical, actually, to be honest with you, Morgan, how she's gone about, played her shots. I mean, the second shot of the previous hole was really the anomaly with regards to how she's been playing.
And coming into this week, she said, my game's not where I want it to be, but it's okay. I can still compete. I still feel good, but it's not quite where I want it to be. Is a golfer's game ever where they want it to be?
Good point. But I think she's worked really hard in the off-season. And the hard work is paying off right now for Danielle Kang.
You showed me the line. I was like, it shouldn't.
He kept trying to tell me left, right. I'm like, no. He's like, trust me. I'm like,
Today's coverage is brought to you by Nautique Boat Company and by CME Group, where risk meets opportunity.
Final round of the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions. A new venue this year for this kickoff event for the season. We're at Lake Nona in Orlando on a very chilly Orlando day. Is that her daughter there that she's just chatting with?
Yes, Ava in a boot. She had to take her to the emergency room the other morning before her round. Something happened to her leg, so that was Ava in the boot.
So she's got Will, her son, in a sling, and then daughter in a boot. Gosh, it's tough being a mum, isn't it? You get so much going on.
And her assistant got hit by a ball the other day on the 15th hole as well, on her leg.
Wow.
So it's been an eventful week.
Yeah. The 17th hole is not a long hole, but it is tricky, and mainly because of the green. Not a lot. There's a lot of green, but there's a much smaller target than it looks. I heard Morgan talking about it earlier in the broadcast. Ball runs away if it gets into that swale on the right, and the same just left of the flag. Now, Gabby Lopez has got to find a birdie here. 3 behind.
Jerry, how do you think the atmosphere's changed in this group today versus the other days where the players weren't, the LPGA players weren't playing with each other?
Well, it's definitely different. Yeah, they're both extremely focused. Obviously, Nelly quite a bit disappointed, and a little bit of frustration with some of the putts coming in for Gabby. But yeah, it feels a little more normal in that regard. And as I say that, now we hear the music blaring from the 18th green. So it's going to get festive here shortly. But yeah.
Yeah, one of the features of this event is they have a DJ there on the 18th. And a bit of a party atmosphere, but it's quite serious at 17.
6 iron for Gabby. That's a nice looking shot. It's the right club.
Oh,
and it's not.
No,
wow.
It's not.
That's not even close.
No, it's at least a club short.
Leading by 3, needs 2 more good full swings here, Danielle Kang.
Missed a couple of drives yesterday, has not done so today, and this is another good tee shot down the middle of the fairway.
Step 1, Karen, to what she needed to do to close this tournament out.
to Arnica at the 17th.
Knows where things stand. This is a 5-iron.
Derek Lowe 2 points ahead, but he's already played this hole.
Basically, that means you're square.
Yeah.
Short play. That's essentially how they're keeping the score in their minds. That was solidly struck. Center of the green.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes, very good. Gets past that swale on the right. That will leave her a good look at birdie.
Big tee shot for Derek Lowe here.
Obviously hits the ball quite a long way, so getting down there far would be a huge advantage, and this is a great looking tee shot.
Left himself with a good angle into the left hole location, playing a little bit away from the penalty area.
Danielle Kang closing in on her 6th career victory. She leads by 3, and she's in the fairway at 18. Brooke Henderson, par at the 18th. She's tied for 2nd. Just 1 3-putt for the week for Brooke. Flagstick in. See how long that lasts.
Absolutely. I felt like her putting this week was better than we've seen it in a long time. And if she can keep that up this season, look for big things from her.
Tied for 4th in putting for the week. There's your leader, Danielle Kang. 29 years old. California kid on the other coast here. Another part of the country. She hit a 5-wood into this green, Karen, yesterday, and was just gushing about how flush she hit it.
She looks like she's a bit in between clubs here today. She's got the two out. She has 182. It's a little bit longer than the distance she had into 16.
Looks like she's taking a slightly longer club here and choking it up. You can see an inch or so of grip.
This one just a hair left of the flag. Steady. Gutsy play left of that flag, though.
How many paces from being in trouble?
That's enough rough there, but interesting taking the longer club to a back hole location. I feel like front middle of the green would have been just fine.
17.
Gabby Lopez almost holed a long one on the last. Here she is for birdie at 17.
Not through the swell, up the slope. Great line.
Yeah, just needed more pace. Too far away, really, to have a good chance at birdie. It's just going to be a par.
And Annika's got a putt for birdie to take the lead at 17. Derek Lowe with a big drive at the 18th. How big was it?
Well, he's still got 150 left, but it was into the wind. I mean, it was just a pure looking strike, though. And this is pretty good looking too. Again, slightly left of the flag.
Wow. Toughest hole in the course, which he made look easier than it is. He knows about clutch. He's done it on the mound. This woman knows about it as well.
Yeah, this is for birdie.
She's done it a few times, hasn't she? Turning just a little left, not much.
You could see her kids in the background, Jerry, almost willing that one to go in.
With 2 points. So, well, all to play for on that 18th. There will be a playoff for the celebrities, should we need one. Now, Gabby Lopez for par. Assuming things stay the way they do, I think there'll be a couple of very disappointed players in that last group. they come here to win. They had a chance to win. Obviously, they're going to walk away with a good performance. There's no doubt about that. It's a nice way to kick off the season. But both Gabby Lopez and Nelly Korda will have felt like this was theirs for the taking at times today. Obviously, Nelly to begin the day, and Gabby after the way she played in the first 7 holes. So as we take a look at that first page of the leaderboard, Danielle Kang with the 3-shot lead. Good week for Brooke Henderson, trying to get her putter working in 2022. If she does that, I think it'll be a wonderful season. And we look through at the exclusive field of 29 players here. You have to have won in the last 2 seasons to be eligible to play. There are a few winners that have chosen to start their season a bit later. And it's great to see Michelle Wie West back playing on the LPGA. It's not clear how many events she's going to be playing. She's playing here on a maternity exemption. She was eligible last year but was still on maternity leave, so she was able to play this year. But Michelle played well on the first day, struggled a little bit since then.
All right, Danielle Kang up and down to wrap it up. Even if she can't, it would take a hole out from the fairway from Gabby Lopez to catch her. How about the lie? Can you tell, Karen?
Well, it is sitting down. So there's that. But the difficulty here is that, you know, making sure that you are aggressive enough with such a short shot through some thicker grass. She is absolutely in the zone, in her moment right now, because she didn't even see Marty Fish mentioning to her, like, hey, I'm further away, do you need me to go, do you want to go? She's just going to go ahead and play.
Oh, yes.
Pretty sporty.
That is going to do it. A shot back when the final round began. This is going to be a huge W for DK.
It almost looks like she doesn't even know it yet.
Well, we've said it. She's grown up, friends with the posh, the jet set in Southern California. She is in her element, and she is a winner again on the LPGA Tour for the 6th time. Now back on the tee with a lot to play for here, Annika.
And it's going to be a long hole for Annika into that cold breeze. Sounded pretty solid.
Eric Lowe has a birdie putt up ahead.
Driver.
Defending champ Marty Fish is going to putt before Derek Lowe.
Yeah, it's been a tough day for Marty. I think he's just quite happy to get this one over and done with. Oh.
We've talked all week about how much tougher of a test Lake Nona is from the previous venue. He won with 158 points last year, and right now 136 is tied for the lead. Well, this to really put the pressure on. Birdie putt for Derek Lowe to take a 3-point lead and force Annika to match with a birdie.
I mean, he's obviously used to sort of the kind of pressure, but the atmosphere down here on the 18th is quite electric, actually, with the music playing. Ooh. Oh no, that's a little bit outside the comfort zone.
That drifted, didn't it?
It sure did.
He started game 4, game 7 of the ALCS, went 6 strong innings, gave up just 3 hits and a run, and clutch with the putter here. 2 putts and 2 points. He helped the Red Sox reverse the curse. Now puts the pressure on Annika Sorenstam. Gabby Lopez on the tee at 18.
Striped.
Caliente there, tee shot maybe, after knowing it's all for naught. That makes it official. Danielle Kang, major champion, and now a winner for the 6th time on the LPGA Tour. Annika Sorenstam 2 points behind, a par to tie, a birdie to win.
195 into that breeze, going with 5 wood. I don't think this can get back to the flag with a good shot. That's a bit of a bullet, but it's right a little.
Oh my gosh.
Almost stood up. I got an unfortunate break there. Kicked hard right.
Danielle Kang didn't even know she had won until right now. Walking off the green. Her previous 5 wins were all nail biters, right down to the wire. 1-shot victories, a come from behind that wound up being a 2-shot victory.
Let's go.
Told you. She's not used to this position.
Feeling great, man.
Having a little time to celebrate. Back at the 18th, the final group. Gabby Lopez, second shot.
160 yards into a, well, let's just call it a miserably cold one at the moment. Going with 5 iron. That's well right.
She got to such a hot start today, Jerry, those first 7 holes, and just hasn't been able to keep pace on this back 9.
Well, this is not the walk that Nelly Corda was expecting, and she probably not the wardrobe she was expecting when they got here this week either. She won on this course 11 months ago. It was the first of 5 wins in 2021. And what do you think today signifies perhaps anything other than just the fact that it's golf, Morgan?
It's golf, and she just couldn't quite figure it out. There was nothing that she really could do mid-round to figure out what was going wrong and how to straighten it out. She just was a little bit off, and enough to not put any pressure on Danielle or Gabby for that matter. And she's definitely going to be disappointed with this, but she put together 3 great days, and it's in there. And I don't think the more she puts her, I mean, we've seen her win with the lead, and she's done it plenty of times. And I'm sure she'll put herself in that position again, and she'll have learned from what she did today.
She'll play next week, and the week after, and then take 6 weeks off. They get a lot still to play for here. Annika, that's not her ball. Danielle Kang has wrapped up the LPGA victory. But the celebrity division still up for grabs. A 3-shot lead at the moment. Gabby's got a 3rd shot. She could hole it out and get solo second. Derek Lowe's got the 2-point lead in the celebrity division. Kind of like when you've got a no-hitter, which he threw. You don't want to talk to the leader until it's done. You got to, don't congratulate him yet. It's not over. Annika could hold this out if she can find it. You referenced what Gabby said earlier. It's not just about getting it done today. I want to put myself in position all year long to win. Did it this week and going to come up a little bit short.
Yeah, she said going into the day that she wasn't worried about the outcome. I'm sure she will be disappointed in the outcome, but she feels confident in her game and feels like it's heading in the right direction. And we definitely saw a lot of positives from Gabby this week, Jerry.
Yeah, and I think that's admirable goal to be wanting to. She's got the talent to be there every week. She's got the power, she's got the game, she's got the touch. But the one thing missing throughout her resume thus far in her career is the consistency, and that is her primary focus. So I think she'll take a lot of great positives away from this week, although a very disappointing back 9.
Should move into the top 50 in the world rankings after this week. She's 53rd.
Uh-oh, bite.
She'll have to make that for a share of second. Not the greatest visual for Annika. Again, she needs a par to force a playoff for the Celebrity Division title. If it goes in, she wins.
You guys mentioned it. Not a good break. A horrible break, actually, with the approach shot to end up here. And a gnarly rough lying into the green as well. Good news is the green pretty much slopes toward her all the way till about 5 feet short of the hole. That's good. Really good.
So that to force a playoff in the Celebrity Division, but the LPGA competition's over, Karen. Take it away.
I know, exactly, Danielle. Obviously receiving lots of congratulations from everybody here that has known you over the years playing in this championship. Always off to a fast start, but it was a little tight coming through onto that back nine. Was there any sense of where you stood? Did you know what you had to do at any point today?
Periodically, yes. I knew I was one shot back going into the final round, and then I made a bogey on 8, so I looked at the leaderboard and see where I was standing. I saw that Gabby was at 15, and then made sure that I tried to make a birdie on 9. Then a few holes later, I just needed to know if, because there was constant cheering, and I didn't know how far, you know, anybody was. So at times I looked back and saw that somebody was at 14 on that par 5 on 11, so I wanted to tie it up. I was very aware there, and then I was aware again around this 15th hole, and then I couldn't find the leaderboard after that, but I knew how to make that bogey on 16 at the worst and make some good swings coming in.
Well, congratulations. First victory of the 2022 season. You're the champion. Well done.
Thank you.
A player who went more than 50 holes without a bogey, had a huge bogey, led to her victory. Now Gabby's 4th. So it's going to be a solo second for Brooke Henderson, and Gabby with a couple of putts for solo 3rd. This is a birdie putt here for Nelly, Jerry.
It is, yeah. 6-iron from the fairway. To this point, unlikely chance here, but you never know. Stranger things have happened in this situation, and about half hour to an hour away of her forgetting all about today and focusing on next week.
You almost don't want that one to go in, do you? Let's save it for next week in Boca.
You want them all to go in, Grant.
I'm probably right at that point. Yeah.
Best answer yet.
Yeah. Oh, she was tied for the lead with Jin Young Ko and a couple of others, Nasa and Celine Boutier, going into the final round of the CME, and she shot 69 to Jin Young's 63. She called it the Jin Young Ko show that day. I don't think she felt maybe as bad in that particular situation, knowing how brilliantly Jin Young played. Today for Nelly, no birdies until the 15th hole, and that was her only one. So Gabby's got this for bogey. 10 under is tied for 4th, so she's got some wiggle room for 3rd here, solo 3rd. Yeah, that's kind of how this final round has gone. Even par 72, had the lead on the front 9, par 5 play. May have been her undoing, a couple of bogeys on the par 5s. Right, so Annika with a putt here for par to tie Derek Lowe atop the Celebrity Division leaderboard.
Just his time.
She's had bigger putts in her life. Still grinding. It's like she never left. Reach up and down Veronica to tie Derek Lowe.
Wasn't much doubt in your mind, was there, on that one?
Yesterday, that 36-point total, the highest of the 50 celebs. Tough conditions. The world number one. A mighty struggle today with the 75. Snaps her string of rounds in the 60s, but more to the point, costs her a chance at an 8th career victory. 500 points to Danielle Kang as the race to the CME Globe has begun. 33 more events, official money events, coming up. Finish up here in Florida in November.